Hello people, in this video let us look at this question. Components of blood-brain barrier, explain its functional importance. They have asked for 3 marks only. So as it is only for 3 marks and this is anatomy final exam theory paper recent. So let us look at this, and it has been asked multiple times, so you can be sure that it is an important question in general anatomy. So first of all, what is blood-brain barrier? So the brain, okay, is protected from the blood. Yes, the brain is protected from the blood. So here you can see the in this image you can see that the blood is inside and the neurons, brain, parenchyma is outside, right? And there are some people who are trying to stop this brain from flowing there, and it is filtering. All of these structures around are filtering. So here mainly this is anatomy, right? General anatomy. So here you should say what forms this blood brain barrier. Okay, that is all mainly their focus is on. Okay, so around this blood vessel you have what is the inner lining of this blood vessel? You have endothelium. Endothelium, correct? Inside, endothelium. This endothelium sits on a basement membrane. Okay, that also you should see. Then what are the structures around? You have what in the diagram they have marked as a pericyte, and then you have an astrocyte. Okay, so these are the 4 things that they're expecting you to see. Now what is the difference in this endothelium? You know, the endothelium, focus people, this endothelium does not have fenestrations. That means those holes are not there, so it just doesn't flow out. You understood? So an endothelium, now let's say this is a blood vessel. So this is endothelium inside, right? It will have some fenestrations, some small gaps here and there, right? Those fenestrations are not there. Okay, these holes, these small gaps are not there. So that is first thing you will say. So what forms the blood-brain barrier? This endothelium, the endothelium of the capillaries of the brain, not other endotheliums. Other places endotheliums will have those holes, but here in the brain, the endothelium will have no fenestrations, without fenestrations. So 1 point over. Then the basement membrane of this endothelium also will help in some kind of a barrier. Okay. Then astrocytes. What are astrocytes? Neuroglial cells. So what will they do? They cover the capillaries walls, right? So they actually do the blood-brain barrier. What is it? Astrocyte. Astrocyte is what? Astrocyte, star shaped. Okay. Astrocyte. Okay. So this will have some food processes, which are, you can see here, the food process. So basically these will act as the blood-brain barrier. In middle, one sandwich is there. In the sandwich, one pericyte is there. That also you have to write. Okay, are you spotting the pericyte here? This textbook is not saying, but you can write. Okay, pericyte. Fine. So this forms the blood-brain barrier. All these people are protecting the brain, filtering the blood. Actually, filter blood is more of a kidney type of word. So I would say it is barrier. It is a selective passage of blood contents to the nervous tissue, so that toxic and harmful substances are prevented from reaching the brain. Okay. So now, what is the endothelium? We already told you. The endothelium actually has tight junctions. What does the endothelium have? It has tight junctions, no fenestrations. Tight junctions means there is no gap. Okay, you can say, people. So endothelium, one more point you have to add here. There are tight junctions. So blood-brain barrier, let's continue. Where is this blood-brain barrier? Everywhere. Brain parenchyma. Most of the places you can remember. Okay. Where is it not there? Some parts of brain like hypothalamus, etc. There is no blood-brain barrier. Okay. So hypothalamus, pineal gland, some places there is no blood-brain barrier, and around the ventricles also we saw some places. Okay. Next. You'll be like, why these parts of the brain like hypothalamus and all doesn't have blood-brain barrier? You'll be questioning. Okay. That is because some of these, no, they have to sense what is there in the blood and produce and release some hormones, correct? So that is why. Okay. That is why they don't have blood-brain barrier like hypothalamus and all. Okay. Now, who can cross the blood-brain barrier? Now, this barrier is there, we understood, but who is going to cross? Just look at whatever and all the brain needs. No, only those things will cross. Okay. So, what are those? Brain needs water. Brain needs food like glucose. Brain needs gases like oxygen, and even carbon dioxide is going. Okay. Carbon dioxide also you should write. Okay. then some anesthetic medications if you are giving to the person. Any lipid soluble, mostly the lipid soluble things will cross. Okay, so look at this. And sodium chloride, potassium, all these super common things are going. Okay, even alcohol can cross blood brain barrier. Okay, I think all these things you understood. Also ketone bodies can cross the blood brain barrier, because if some person is starving and he is not eating food, then the fat will break down in the body and produce ketone bodies. So ketone bodies can enter and these can produce energy for the brain. Okay, so ketone bodies also you write. Okay, so these are the ones that will cross. Now same thing, what will cross they have shown here. So we already told you water, sodium, potassium, chloride, oxygen, carbon dioxide, anesthetics, ethanol, that is alcohol, we already told you. Caffeine also crosses, you can write. Then glucose will cross, we already told you this. Amino acids will cross, please write amino acids also. Then what else will cross? All that you can see here. Okay, next, carbon dioxide crosses, that they are trying to repeat again. What cannot cross? Non-lipid soluble. Okay, non-lipid soluble molecules, organic molecules, large ones cannot go. Then plasma proteins, these cannot cross. That is plasma which is there in the blood, these cannot cross. H plus ions, they don't cross easily. Okay, so this also you can remember what doesn't cross. Here you can add some pathogens, etc. also. Okay, some drugs which we take, medicines, they also won't cross. So here you can add what cannot cross. You can just add some pathogens and some drugs also. Okay, then what is the clinical importance? You have to write always. If you write clinical importance only, you will get marks. So if a person has Parkinson's disease, you will what doesn't he have? A person who has Parkinson's disease, he is less on dopamine. Okay, so what you can do, you can just give dopamine to this person, right? But they give them levodopa. Levodopa is what they give the patient. L-dopa, levodopa they give the patient. Why? Because if they directly give dopamine, it will not cross the blood-brain barrier. It's a neurotransmitter. It will not directly cross the blood-brain barrier. So they'll give a different structure, that is L-dopa, levodopa, which can cross the blood-brain barrier. Okay. So did you understand? This question is very important. So the components of blood-brain barrier: non-fenestrated capillaries, that is the endothelium, the tight junctions in the endothelium, the basement membrane of the endothelium, then you have the pericyte, and then the astrocytes, which are neuroglial cells. Okay, so those are the components. Functional importance, we already told you, to protect the nerve, the neurons of the brain. Okay, so basically the brain has a lot of neurotransmitters, so those should not get affected, so it is protecting.